Hey guys, welcome to another edition of Day in the Life of Vintage Classic Specialist. As you can see, and the quiz on the thumbnail for for today's episode, there's a couple things missing. Bonus points if you can tell what both of them are. There's two, so let me go ahead and give it away. One is pretty obvious because it's an enormous red bus that's normally sitting right here. As promised, that's gone over today to our neighbor's shop and they've started installing the headliner. So that's thing number one that's missing. Actually, there's something new too, and you've all probably spotted it, at least those of you that keep up with my channel. The other thing that's missing has been sitting right over here somewhere, and that is, of course, the 36 horsepower motor for the beautiful Prairie Beige 57 Beetle. As you can see, it's in the car now where it belongs. So I actually stuffed this in here this morning, went in pretty easily, no real issues at all, pretty straightforward. Yeah, so looking good. We still need a coil and we still need a nicer voltage regulator cap. Other than that, it's pretty much together. Started connecting some of the wiring on it. Got the voltage regulator hooked up, oil pressure idiot lights hooked up. We put a NOS correct screw terminal 1 on there. See, those things are hard to find. Yeah, so I got the fuel line hooked up underneath the car. Fuel filter is down there where it belongs, not in the engine compartment. But yes, it is going together nicely. I'm hoping to actually install the gas tank here in the coming days and see, still need to get a 6-volt battery. Probably fire this baby up here within the next, I don't know, week or so maybe, if the ducks are lined up. And picked up the paint, I think yesterday. I don't know if I mentioned that on yesterday's episode. We had a little touch up that we have to do on this fender here. So I got the paint mashed and we'll get that done. So I've asked the owner to bring the seats so I have something to sit on, because I want to get this thing fired up and take it for a test drive and, you know, make sure the engine is tuned properly and so on. And then after that, it's about done. I'm not sure if the owner is going to have us install all the interior. I think he's perfectly capable of doing it himself, but he may or may not want us to do it for him. Either way, it's fine. But yeah, the main thing with this car was to get it running and driving, which again, hopefully soon will be true. Now, especially that the motor's in, it's a lot closer. So those of you have probably, who are paying attention, have probably noticed that this is new in the shop. This is a 71 Gia that came in today. Gentleman named Jim brought it in. So this was his dad's toy, his dad's Gia. His dad passed away. Jim, if you're watching, I'm sorry I don't remember how long ago, but nonetheless, Jim has the car now, and yeah, it's actually a very nice looking solid Gia. It's got a few issues. It's been sitting for, I don't know, 30 years, 20 years, something like that. So, you know, needless to say, there's a lot that needs to be gone through before the car is roadworthy, starting with the brakes. So probably the first thing I'll do is tear all the wheels and drums off it and start going through the brakes. We'll see if it needs hard lines or not. Certainly it'll need soft lines and master and wheel cylinders and rubber lines and all those goodies. The engine supposedly was running really good, so I may actually still go ahead and pull it out. It appears to be a 1600 dual port. Not bad looking. I mean, it needs to be cleaned up and so on, but it seems pretty complete. Air cleaner looks like it's in really nice shape. Again, everything's just kind of dirty, but that's no problem. The engine compartment seal is pretty toast, pretty crusty, so probably go ahead and pull this out, and kind of up to the owner if we go and powder coat everything or if we just kind of clean it up and you know, rattle can. I'm not sure. We haven't gone into that level of detail yet. We'll probably take this motor over, and since it's been sitting so long and I may go ahead and put it on the dyno over at Performance and see if it's doing what it's supposed to, or maybe just run a compression check on it, make sure it's firing on all cylinders, and I don't know. We'll see. I've still got some thinking to do about how I want to approach this, but apparently it was running really, really well. So obviously going through the carburetor and so on is going to be needed. Oil change, check the valves and stuff, and then I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna kind of play it by ear with what I do with this. So cosmetically, yeah, it's actually really nice. The owner thinks this is, and I agree, this is probably Corvette chrome yellow. His dad painted the car at some point. At some point also, they replaced the window rubber with what's commonly referred to as cowlick rubber. It doesn't have, I don't think, yeah, no, there's no groove in it for the trim. So they went trimless, which I can't blame them. If anyone's done the trim on Ghia windows before, it's really a pain. I can probably see why they went with the no trim version. The other thing interesting they did was they actually removed the trim from the side of the car. It's supposed to have those double chrome strips that run kind of along the bottom here. So I don't know if they were kind of dechroming it on purpose. I mean, it seems like they were at least removing those, and I guess they somehow filled in all the holes. Maybe that's what they were kind of going for. It was more like a cow look. I don't know, but of course it still has bumpers. Who knows? So we'll talk to the owner, keep a dialogue going, see what he wants to do. I think it would look really nice with all the molding on it, including the front and rear windows, but we'll see. Mainly he wants to get it as a running, driving, nice car. He doesn't want it to be like a museum piece or anything. So, you know, we'll see where we go with that. So let's see. I think those were kind of the main things. Here by myself today. Rafa was out as he is on Thursdays and Fridays. This one, which I talked about, this transmission yesterday, that it has some incorrect pieces. I think I talked about that at least. We went over to Rancho Transmission today. Thank you to Mike over there. We were able to buy a couple of these reduction box end castings from him that are correct for what's called a small nut transmission, which is what that 61 bus should have. That's what this transmission should have. So I think our transmission guy is going to come by tomorrow and swap those on for us, get it all set up. And then when the bus comes back from having the headliner in, then we can go ahead and start putting in the transmission. Front suspension's done. So yeah, it's going to start moving pretty fast. And the bumpers for this one should probably be done, if not this week, next week, so it can go back together and probably get on its way. So that is it for today. Pretty productive day. Very happy that got the motor in this 57 here. And yeah, happy that that Jim has entrusted us with his family gem here. He actually has a Manx buggy too that we'll probably bring in the shop. Maybe when this is done, maybe before, if we have room, we'll fit them both in here. We'll see. Anyway, that is it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.